Hello, good evening, everyone. Wish you all a very, very happy new year and welcome to the first Leadership Satsang of the year 2026. I'm your leadership coach, Yukti Kapoor Mendirata. Thank you so much for joining in today. Let's make a real start of a real brand new year together today. That's my intention for this satsang. I am right now in Ahmedabad, a very warm city with such warm, lovely people, and enjoying the hospitality of a friend here in her cafe and connecting with you all. So what am I doing here? I am going through a program. I'm doing a program with I'm Ahmedabad and learning how to do business better. This is a very special program for women in business, sponsored by and supported by Goldman Sachs. So absolute pleasure and delight to be a part of this learning. And it also is a great reminder of the fact that learning needs to be a part of our agenda, whether it is 2026 or 2036 or 2056, if I remain alive till then. But it just has to be something that we do along with everything else that we do, because we know when learning stops, growth stops, isn't it? So please do share with me, what is your learning plan for this year? Last year for me was amazing in terms of learning. I got an opportunity to learn sound healing. I've become an international yoga practitioner as well. And as a yoga instructor, will now be able to help many other people to bring yoga into their life as a practice. And of course, learning a little more about business, because that's not the background I come from. So it's one thing to figure out things yourself. It's another to learn it consciously. So that's what I'm doing right now. 20 years after doing MBA, I'm doing another MBA. And with the experience that you have now, the learning is far more real, far more powerful. So I would love to know, what did you learn last year and what is your learning plan for this year? And as you share that with me, let's dive into the discussion for today. And that is to understand that no matter what our resolutions are, and I hope you've made some, because not making a resolution is like not having a plan. And you can call it something else. If you don't like the word resolution, it's perfectly fine. You can call it whatever you like. But as long as there is some goal, some plan in place, it will take you a few steps ahead from where you are, even if you don't reach that destination, isn't it? Right? So please do create those plans and create those resolutions and make sure they're holistic. And it's okay if you happen to put the same resolutions again this year. What's not okay is to remain the same person this year again. So you cannot achieve anything that you want unless you're willing to be a little different yourself, isn't it? What changes every year is the calendar, but what doesn't change is our conditioning. And that's what I want to help you with in this satsang session today. So before we go any further, we will bring ourselves into this moment completely. And we do that by chanting Om together 5 times. If there is a little bit of noise in the background, please excuse me for that, because this is the best arrangement I could have for the session. And of course, I wouldn't have missed it for the world. So I hope I'm audible. I hope I'm reaching out. I want you to please prepare yourself, sit straight wherever you are. And let's chant Om together 5 times. Please close your eyes. Sit straight, shoulders straight. Relax your shoulders, straighten up your spine. Take a few deep breaths in and out. And with another deep breath in, let's prepare chant Om. Shanti. 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 And whenever you're ready, please rub your palms together, then gently on your eyes and slowly come back. All right, tell me that you're here with me 100%. Are you here with me 100%? Yes, wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to all of you once again. Happy New Year, and so happy to have you here and so happy to get this opportunity to connect with you every week. And that's the time when we really talk about becoming a better version of ourselves, right? As much as we offer ourselves to the world outside, we need to find these little small windows in life where we can fill ourselves up as well. And that's what this session should be serving you with. And I hope that's what we're able to do here together. So let's talk about how can we make our resolutions a reality? What is it that I need to do to be able to achieve what I want to achieve, to be able to make this resolution my reality? So may I please invite you to share your resolution in the comments. And if you're going to watch this later on, please make a note of it on a piece of paper. Write down, what is your resolution? What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to do this year? How will you make 2026 a step forward in your life? If you don't like the word resolution, I'll say it again, use another word. Use goals. Use whatever else that comes to your mind. But what's that plan you have for yourself that will make this year not just another year of life, but a real special one? What is it that you want to achieve? And more importantly, who is it that you want to become? Who do you want to become as you achieve this goal or work towards achieving this goal? Please take a moment and write it down. And you can put it in the comments if you're comfortable sharing. I would love to see what these resolutions are. What are some of the plans you have for yourself this year? How is 2026 going to be the year of excellence for you, or the year of being in the moment for you? What is it? What are your resolutions? This is a very important exercise, and you don't need to do any of this after the session is done. I promise you, but do it with me. Just another 10 minutes. Let's work on this very seriously. What are the plans that you have for yourself? Who is this person you want to become? Who do you want to become as you achieve those plans this year? That's the question I'm encouraging you to answer for yourself. Right, so just put it in the comments if you're comfortable, or put it down on a piece of paper. And as you look at this resolution, look at it closely. Just see what have you written there. I want to be a healthier version of myself. I want to be more fit. I want to give myself more time this year. I want to be more emotionally stable this year, or whatever is the intention that you put out there, whatever is the plan that you have for yourself. Let's just look at that closely. And as you see that, I want you to realize that it's not going to come true till you are willing to become a different person yourself. Because if you are going to be exactly who you have been, then you will continue to do exactly what you have always done. As we know, to get different results, we need to do something differently. So what is that different thing that you must do? What is that difference that you need to bring within yourself to be able to achieve this resolution and make it your reality? Now, while you have a list of things that you need to do differently, I hope you do, I want to share with you 3 very powerful ways to be able to make this your reality, no matter what your resolution is. Would you like to know? Then give me a BIO in the comments. You know what that is, right? Bring it on. Give me bring it on, BIO, in the comments, so that I know you're ready and willing to understand what will help you to make this resolution a reality. Okay, I see a lot of resolutions here. Thank you for sharing. Want to become a better leader. Wonderful. Want to bring more flexibility in the body, which I'm currently not flexible enough. Yes, that's good. to work on myself, my inner self, my body, and be the best version of myself. Wonderful, wonderful. Clarity, consistent, and action taking. I want to become a better leader and add value to my audience. Wonderful. I have no doubt that this is what you want to do. But if you want to take away the doubts of being able to do it, then I want you to consider these 3 points I want to share with you today. I want to be more effective presenter, wonderful detachment, in attachment. Very well said, Madhuri. I know what you mean. And very few people really understand this. So good that you have this as your resolution. Wonderful. A better decision maker. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing. All right. So how are we going to make this a reality? Let's start with moving away from reaction towards response. I know you've heard it a million times, a zillion times from me, if you're part of my tribe, and many of you here are right now. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're not listening to this or hearing this for the first time. What matters is how consciously are you going to be aware of reacting and choosing not to react and instead moving to response. How aware will you be to choose response over reaction in the year 2026? Again, I will say, no matter what your resolution is, it will help you to make it your reality if you choose response over reaction. How do we do that? By bringing in a pause. That's it. Allow that pause to come between what happens and how you react to whatever happens. That's it. Just one pause. And let that pause be to a point where it is slightly uncomfortable for you. You know what I mean? So if it's okay for you to take that pause for 5 seconds, stretch it to 10. See if you can take a little longer pause before you choose to say what you're going to say, because no matter what you say, it is always a choice. And every choice has a consequence. And the consequence that you want to create for yourself in life should be aligned to the person you want to become. Are you listening to this? Right? Whatever you say, whatever you choose to do should be aligned to the person you want to become, right? And that's what you've written there, a better leader, a fitter you. Detachment, in attachment, all those things require some level of work. And it starts with getting a grip on your emotions, not giving into situations and not reacting like that. And when you stop this reaction and you bring in that pause and move towards response, you will see how easy it becomes to take responsibility. Not just of your own behavior. Of course you do by now, right? With all the sessions that we've had in the past year and couple of years actually now, right? I know you've moved away from not having a grip on your life. I know that you have some sense of control, but we are still giving into situations. We are still reacting. We are still not choosing to respond instead. And till such time you do that, these resolutions will remain resolutions. And then we can't blame resolutions for being that. We need to be different. So that's the first thing I urge you to do. Move away from reaction towards response. How? Bring in a pause, which should be over a minute, if not more. At least 60 seconds to 90 seconds pause. And then you decide what you want to do. And whatever decision that you will take, I know will be the best. Best for you and best for people involved. Because it will be aligned to the person you choose to become. So do you promise me that you will take this back as your first action plan, first action item from this satsang today? Yeah, do you promise me? Say, I promise to respond. Let's get that in the comments, please. Do you promise me that you will choose to respond instead of reacting in the year 2026? You would choose to bring that pause in. Are you promising me that? Yeah, Surendra, Indiran, Anil, do I have that promise from you, PC? Deepa, wonderful. So can you please write, I promise to respond. I promise to respond. I will not react. I choose to respond instead. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Now let's look at the second thing, which is going to help us make these resolutions a reality. And that is to move away from this feeling of being helpless to being honest. Helpless in terms of what? In terms of the thoughts that come in your head, the stories that you create for yourself in your head. things that are happening to me is a story. The way the world is behaving with me is a story. We have no idea how many stories we tell ourselves from the time we wake up to the time we sleep. And the stories continue in the dream state as well. That's another discussion for another day. But even in your conscious state, you tell yourself a zillion stories every single day. Your interpretation of any situation is a story. So what is it that I would like you to do is to be mindful of these stories in your head and see if you can bring in a little more honesty instead of feeling helpless to a circumstance or to a situation. What are these stories? How do you identify the stories? Go back to the triggers. What triggers a behavior or a reaction that I am not aligned with or that I do not want to encourage? What ticks me off? What gets me angry? What makes me frustrated? What upsets me? What is it that I'm not liking about people or not liking about things happening to me? What are these things? And what is my story attached to it? That people don't understand me. I'm not good enough. I will always remain the way I am, blah, 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 and blah, blah. And a lot of blah, blah goes on in our head. If you are not even aware of it, that's a bad space to be in. If you're aware, you've already taken a step forward, but that's not enough. What we need to do from here on is to add one more step. And that is to have an honest confrontation with that story. Is it really true? Whatever I'm saying to myself, to what extent is it true? What is it that I can do, even if there is a long list of things that I can't? Again, bringing you back to the circle of influence. I wish there was another something new and interesting to offer, because I'm not such a fan of creating quantity of content over quality of depth, knowledge, and wisdom. Because that's what makes sense, isn't it? Right? So the moment you catch yourself indulging in these stories, I want you to also bring in some truth, some honesty, some real talk with yourself that encourages you to come back into your circle of influence. So that's the second thing I want you to do. Be mindful of these self stories and shift towards self-truth instead. Do you promise me that you will be more aware of these stories that you're cooking up in your head, and you will not just ignore them, suppress them? No, you look at them and you confront them with truth, with honesty, with things that you can do instead of being a victim of things that you can't. There will be a few things you can't do. There will be a few things you will not like. No matter who you are and how successful you consider yourself to be or not, life will have its highs and lows. People will be unreasonable. People will be a reason for hurt sometimes, even the ones you love the most, and especially the ones you love the most. So what do we choose to do? Sit and wait for them to change? Or worse still, try to change them, knowing that you can't? Or can we instead look at these stories we're creating about these people and our relationships and bring in a little more truth and honesty about ourselves, about what is it that I can do to restore my peace, my happiness, my space? Because there is always something you can do. Are we good with that? Yeah. So these are the 2 action points. And the third one is coming your way once you commit to me that you're going to promise to practice these 2. Yeah. So do you promise to practice more response over reaction, more truth over stories, more honesty over helplessness? If that's a promise, then here comes the third thing that you need to practice. And trust me, just with these 3 things done, whatever you have decided to do for yourself this year will become easier to achieve. I promise you that. That's my promise to you. Right? The third thing that I want you to do is to not just limit yourself or stop yourself with setting intentions. I want you to also move towards creating an identity of your own. Now, let me explain this. You have an intention to do more than what you're doing. You have an intention to achieve more than what you're achieving. And you know that intentions have to boil down to goals, and we've done all that learning. Like, I know that you're aware of the process, but I'm stopping you right here at the first step to say, who is this person with that intention? This person, this identity that you've created for yourself. Who is this I that you define yourself to be? I am misunderstood. I am lonely. I am not fitting into this environment in my life right now. I am not good enough. Or whatever is that I am short-tempered. I get angry when people do A, B, C, X, Y, Z. I like this. I don't like that. Right? There is an identity you have, that this person you understand yourself to be. And if you're going to stick with this identity, you will continue to attract and achieve the results you've managed to get so far, because that's what the identity could have achieved. Now, if you need to get to the next level, we need to upgrade this identity. Listen to this carefully, please. So here is an opportunity for you to decide what you want your identity to be. You choose. And I would encourage you to choose words that are a part of your wish list, something that you want to be, and a part of you believes that you're not. I am a great speaker. I am a wonderful presenter. I am absolutely healthy, mentally, emotionally, physically. I am a people person, not a people pleaser. I am this person that I want to become. I want you to make that into an identity statement in present tense. Please do this with me right now, and then see what it does for you. So whoever you want to become, please make a statement of it in the present tense to say, I am this person. I am calm. I am balanced. I have a very healthy work-life balance. I have relationships in my life I enjoy. I feel blessed every moment of my life. I am this person. And as you make that statement and put that down on paper, say it to yourself every single day till you don't feel the need to say it. And trust me, very soon you will not feel the need to say it, because the more you repeat this in your head, in your system, in your mind, the more it becomes a reality. And as it starts becoming a reality, it's an upgrade. This is an upgrade, a real upgrade of your identity. With that upgraded version of you, don't you think it becomes now much easier to achieve whatever looked like a far-fetched goal? You getting what I'm saying? This is the whole science behind making resolutions a reality. There is nothing more to it. It starts here, it ends here. But it requires some bit of reprogramming. And that's the formula I'm sharing with you all. So to sum it up, there are 3 things that we're going to actively work on to make our resolutions a reality this year, starting today. Number 1, we choose response over reaction. Number 2, we will choose our truth over the stories that we tell ourselves. And number 3, we will create an identity of our own, the person that I want to become. And that's the person I am. And that's what I'm going to say to myself every single day from today till I become that person. That's all it takes for you to become the person. It starts by saying so. And then what follows is the belief. And when you start believing it, you will start acting upon it. It'll show in every presence that you make, in any circle that you're a part of. And very soon, maybe much before this year even ends, you will sit one day and realize that what looked like a resolution in Jan 26 is already a reality for you. And I sincerely hope that's exactly what happens to you, as long as you commit and promise to act on these 3 action points. Please do share in the comments if this made sense to you. And more importantly, if you're willing to make this promise to me and to yourself. With that, we conclude our first Satsang session of the year 2026. Once again, wish you all a very, very happy new year. I will see you next week with another important insight in the space of leadership and spirituality. Till then, please take very good care of yourself. Thank you so much for joining in. God bless.